My wife texted, "I'm filing for separation. Please respect my privacy." The message came at 11:42 p.m. Her timing was deliberate, late enough that she assumed I'd be too tired to fight, too worn down to think. A weak man would have stared at the screen, paralyzed, letting the words seep into him like poison. "I'm filing for separation. Please respect my privacy." Privacy, as if betrayal could be folded neatly into an envelope, sealed with a polite phrase and hidden behind closed doors. I didn't reply immediately. My pulse was steady, my breathing controlled. Rage is useless if it burns openly. It must be banked, weaponized. At 11:46 p.m., I answered with 2 words, "Of course." Then I acted. I forwarded her message to our mediator, closed our joint credit line, removed her as my emergency contact at work. By 12:07 a.m., the first fracture in her carefully crafted illusion had already begun to spread. 47 hours later, HR called me into the glass conference room on the 34th floor. The city lights flickered behind the tinted walls. They asked about her new privacy. Turns out, secrets don't stay hidden long when you work in law. And my wife had forgotten who she married. It wasn't the separation that surprised me, it was the phrasing. "Please respect my privacy." Privacy is not something you request from a spouse unless you've already given yourself to someone else. The signs had been there. I'd cataloged them like evidence in a case I didn't want to prosecute. Late meetings that stretched past midnight. Sudden silences when I entered a room. The glow of her phone face down on the table, screen lighting her cheekbones when she thought I was asleep. I had dismissed it all, because dismissal is easier than acknowledgement. Denial is the first defense of every betrayed man. But the text stripped away the defense. It was a confession without detail, a declaration without apology. She wanted privacy. That meant she already had something to protect. For days, my mind replayed small moments like crime scene footage. The night she came home with lipstick smudged, not her shade. The wedding ring she stopped wearing for comfort. The hesitation when I touched her back in the kitchen. The way her body stiffened like a stranger's. It was all there. The betrayal had been shouting, but I hadn't wanted to listen. Now I listened. And I knew the truth would not be given freely. It had to be taken, extracted, piece by piece. My investigation began with silence. I didn't confront her. That would have been reckless. She expected confrontation. It was why she'd sent the text. A preemptive strike, designed to catch me off balance, to claim victimhood before the truth surfaced. But she underestimated me. At the firm, I had built a reputation not on aggression, but precision. Opponents expected a storm. Instead, they met a scalpel. I treated my marriage the same. The first move, financial records. She had no idea how transparent electronic footprints could be. A quiet transfer here, a double charge there. 2 dinners billed on the same night at different restaurants. The second move, phone logs. Numbers I didn't recognize. Patterns of late-night calls. Some answered, some not. The third, observation. When she thought I wasn't watching, her face would shift, soften when her phone vibrated. That look was never for me. But suspicion is not proof, and proof is everything. So I waited, quietly, methodically. I visited a friend in IT, an old classmate who owed me more favors than he'd like to remember. With a single request, I had access to records she believed were untouchable. What I found wasn't just an affair. It was an entire second life. She hadn't been meeting a lover in shadows. She'd been entangled with a partner in real estate law, a rival CEO, someone she believed could outmatch me. The irony was bitter. While I was drafting settlements, she was negotiating her own. And all the while, she thought I was blind. But blindness is a mask I wear well. The confirmation arrived on a Thursday afternoon. A discreet envelope slid across my desk, delivered by hand. Inside, photographs, call transcripts, financial statements. Her world exposed. There she was, entering a hotel on Fifth Avenue, his hand on her back. Their lips caught in a stolen moment that wasn't stolen at all. It was routine, practiced. There she was in his office, laughing, a laugh I hadn't heard in months. There she was, signing her name beside his, not just on documents, but on the future she believed she'd already chosen. The evidence was irrefutable, cold, unforgiving. That night, I returned home. She was sitting on the sofa, scrolling her phone, pretending calm. I placed the envelope on the coffee table without a word. She opened it. Her hand trembled before her lips did. She looked at me, searching for rage, for fury, something explosive, something she could use against me. But I offered none. I sat across from her, expression blank, voice even. "Anything you'd like to explain?" Her eyes filled before her mouth did. Words spilled, excuses, half-truths, rehearsed lines. Tears streamed down as if water could drown evidence. I listened, unblinking. Then I stood, walked to the window, and looked down at the city. Her sobs filled the silence. My calm devoured them. When I finally spoke, it was almost a whisper. "You've mistaken my silence for weakness." She froze. And in that moment, she realized what I already knew. Her privacy had never been private. Revenge is best delivered in silence. No shouting, no broken glass, just precision. The next morning, I arrived at the firm before sunrise. By noon, the boardroom was filled. Executives, partners, HR. She was there too, summoned by an urgent compliance review. She thought it was about her practice, her career. It was. I presented the documents with the same composure I'd show in court. Financial misappropriation linked directly to her lover's firm. Conflict of interest, breach of fiduciary duty, not just infidelity, professional misconduct. The silence in the room was suffocating. Every eye turned to her, her face drained of color, her mouth opened, closed, opened again. She tried to speak, but every word choked against the weight of proof. I didn't gloat. I didn't need to. I simply folded my hands and leaned back in my chair. "This board has no tolerance for divided loyalties," I said. Calm, even, final. Her career ended in that room. Not with shouting, not with scandal, but with paperwork. I walked out as she collapsed into her seat, tears streaking her cheeks, begging for explanations no one wanted to hear. And I didn't look back. The apartment is quiet now. Her belongings are gone. The echoes of her laughter have been replaced by silence. A silence I welcome. People ask if I'm angry. They expect bitterness, fury, collapse. But I feel none of it. Anger is a chain. Bitterness is a leash. She no longer has either. What remains is clarity. The kind of clarity that only comes when the fog of deception burns away, leaving nothing but truth. I do not miss her. I do not mourn. She thought privacy could shield her, that betrayal could be contained, hidden, controlled. But in law, as in life, every secret leaves a trail, and I've always known how to follow trails. When I closed the door behind her for the last time, I didn't feel loss. I felt release. And the final thought that crossed my mind was the coldest, simplest truth of all. You can't betray a man who already knows the ending.